Welcome, race fans from around the globe. Here they come, out of turn 4, to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. All right, race fans, we're back here with the Wilder Graphix Cup Lightspeed Racing Lead, LSRL Wilder Graphix Cup cars. Turning up here in Atlanta, be 180 miles, 133 laps. The race number 1, we were here earlier in the week on Wednesday for race number 1 of the Xfinity cars. Was a heck of a race. You might need to check it out. We do have it still on our web pages all the way around. We're streaming Facebook Live, Twitch, and YouTube, so you can check us out on all those. 8.5 minutes left of practice, then we'll go into the qualifier. You guys have run down currently of our leaders. We have 19 racers that have connected. You're down pit road here. Ryan Jones currently sitting on the pole. See if he can get that in the actual qualification a little later here. Number 7 machine. Jimmy Weaver in that number 8 machine. Caterpillar. Check out the weather. Brought to you by Lottie'sTravelWorld.com. With our Wilder Graphix 180 weather. 108 degrees on the track. Temperature of these tracks is definitely going to cause the tires to be slipping and sliding. About 8 good laps on these, and then they start to fall off. So it'll be interesting to see how fuel and tire management comes in. Get some information over here. Like we have a fast repair and 6 sets of tires for the 133 laps. There's Jimmy Weaver there, currently in 2nd spot. Hermione is Virginia is for lovers car. I'll have to change his information up here. Number 9 car. Five and a half minutes left of practice. This is the Wilder Graphics Cup cars at Atlanta Motor Speedway. More information running around here. Try to get some more guys. There's Mike Allo Jr. out there. Minutes practice remaining. There's our current board. Put the actual fast times up there. Best lap times. There's Ira in that Pepsi's 29 machine. Jeff Converse 96. All right, this is our Wilder Graphics Cup cars. Currently at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Wilder Graphics provides the best iRacing paints and liveries around. Check them out today on Facebook and take a ride on the wild side. Hey, check out Wilder Graphics on the Facebook if you want your car to pop off the screen and into somebody's lap. Here's that Wilder Graphics number 5, Joe Murata. It's one of them Wilder Graphics machines out there currently. Logan, sorry to hear that, man, but we have another race coming up. We'll get you in on the next one. You can sit back and watch this one here for us. Keep an eye on your competition right here. Thanks for watching Facebook Live with us. About 30 seconds remaining, and then we'll go into qualification. One of the things that I've been talking to many of the drivers when I was working with the Roush guys was the feel in the seat. They used to say, you know, you feel it in your butt. Hermie Sadler even told me that when we were racing in Phoenix a while back. You know, when you get in the gas, you can feel it in your seat. To get that feeling, you can check out the Butt Kicker. Butt Kicker products are silent subwoofers that deliver powerful, inaudible bass through your couch or your chair so that you can feel the crashes, racing engines, and special effects in your movies and games. Use promo code LSRL for 20% off the Butt Kicker site.
Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at www.thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use promo code LSRL for 20% off.
Make sure you use that code LSRL. Get you the best in your race seat experience. Feel that race car underneath you. All right, we see the guys coming out here. Here's Anthony Giuliano. Go on board with Anthony. He is our in-race driver. As you see him there, currently at his race rig at home. Anthony running the race at around that inside there. Early in that fifth spot, and you see him taking that turn wide. High in turns 3 and 4 is trying to get everything out of there. As you can see that tachometer, hear him feathering through the throttle. Ooh, a little bit in that wall there. Cameron Hearn just set the fastest lap. So a minute and a half remaining. And our poll winner will receive a hat from our poll sponsor, which is Sweat Less. Have their right here. Stay tuned. Right, back with you here. 25 seconds remaining in the qualification time. That was Sweat Less there for you. You saw their commercial. They are the sponsor. Sweat Less features a line of products like no other in athletic wear industry. Dry technology has solved the problem of sweat, odor, bacteria, and stains. Trade more in Sweat Less. So check them out. Get you some athletic gear that will keep you not only dry, but without all that odor and the bacteria and such that you have issues with. So our current driver who's going to receive that pull award, Cameron Hearn, in that 15 machine. Our Sweatless pole sitter, Cameron Hearn, in the number 15 car. Congratulations to Cameron. Then we go back to the rest of the grid. Tonight's grid provided by Grid Finder. Grid Finder, find your place on the grid. Grid Finder is the home of online racing communities. Browse hundreds of leagues racing on all gaming platforms across every racing sim every day of the week across the globe. Browse through over 1,000 leagues racing on iRacing, Assetto Corsa and ACC, R Factor 2, F1 2020, and more. Looking for a commentator or streamer for your racing broadcast or design for your next livery? Grid Finder has all this talent in one spot. Do you have run a sim league? Make sure you upload your community to Grid Finder so that more like-minded sim racers can find you. It's quick, easy, and best of all, it's free. Grid Finder, find your place on the grid. There's Cameron Hearn on the inside of row 1. Elliott Sadler in the 99 machine on his outside. Aaron Hearn is brother of Cameron on the inside of row 2. Craig Samsom in the 185 on the outside of 2. Inside row 3. Rye Jones in the 7. Hermes Sadler, Elliott's brother there in the number 9 on the outside of row 3. Inside of row 4, Derek Garrison. Outside of him will be Joe Murata. Going on to the next. Going off ninth, Shane Hofstedler and Landon Quisenberry. Brandon Mancini in the 65 will start off in row 6. Outside of him, Mike Aiello. Ira Kohlhaas will be on the inside of row 7, and Anthony Giuliano outside in the 17 on his outside. And then Andy Briganti will be inside of row 8. Peyton Johnson on his outside. In the 17 spot in row number 9 is Jeff Converse and Jimmy Weaver on his outside. Inside of Leonard Frost, row 9 in row 10, and Eric Carpenter be off in 20th position. Or Eric Casper in the 88 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We have competitions at cautions today at 25 and 55. And that is your starting grid provided by Grid Finder. We are under pacing currently. Cameron on the inside line with Elliott Sadler on his outside. They're in that 29 machine. Could be the 99, but it looks like the 29, but we'll get that fixed here. Green flag is out. Plan B15, your current race leader. See him coming to the stripe to conclude lap number 1. Aaron Hearn now on his now into the front in the 91 machine. In the 185, Craig Sassum is now inside of 15 of Hearn. The intervals on the board there. So Aaron Hearn, Sassman, Hearn, Elliott Sadler, and Rye Jones in the top 5. Fastest lap, Aaron Hearn in the 91 machine as he's starting to pull away from the field. The 15 and the 185 are 2 wide onto the backstretch. They sorted out single file. Into the stripe, completing lap number 3. Cameron Hearn now the fastest lap. He's starting to pull up alongside of that 91 machine. '91 and that 15 car as they battle for the top spot. '15 on the higher side, 19 middle and low. Be the first top 3 there as you look in the battle for first. '91 and the 15, the Hearn brothers. Lap 5 complete on lap number 6 of 133. Our first break is at 25. So getting the lap completion of lap 25 will be our first competition caution. Starting to spread out single file up in the first 5. So Aaron Hearn, Cameron Hearn, Craig Sassum, Elliott Sadler, and Rye Jones. There's your top 5. Aaron Hearn, Cameron Hearn, Craig Sassum, Elliott Sadler, and Rye Jones. Your top 5 in LSR Wilder Graphics is provided by SimSpeed. SimSpeed's shops specialize in custom sim racing hardware. SimSpeed shops manufacture sim racing hardware, utilizing the best components available as well as mixing in real-life racing components when available. Customize your hardware and rig today. Visit www.simspeedshop.com today. You see Sassum around the 15 of Cameron Hearn. Elliott Sadler in the 4th spot with Rye Jones currently in 5th. Sadler here. Running along with it. Elliott Sadler showing in the 29 paint, 99 on the score sheet. Currently in that 4th position. As you see the 15 driving underneath the 185 as they go side by side. Coming off of turn number 4 to the stripe. Aaron Hearn, your leader, with almost 7/10 over the field. Sadler now moving up to 3rd around Cameron Hearn as he sets his eyes on Craig Sassum. Sassum there right in front of him. 1/10 separation. About 2 car lengths. Looking here to this battle here. Battle for second. Sassum and Sadler. Sadler looking low. Sassum stays in that low groove. Cameron Hearn still behind him, and the 7 of Rye Jones right behind them. This is the first race of the season as the 185 looking to take the lead as dives under the 91. That's Sassaman as he is a little bit loose there, and it looks like Sadler takes advantage and goes high, going to turn number 1 side by side. As you see that Pepsi machine on the inside. And now the 185 is being scored a second, but it looks like the 99 as Sadler has the runoff. As you see, he's challenging the 91 on the inside, heading into turn number 3. Gives Sadler the lead and Hearn back to second. Elliott Sadler, currently your race leader. So Sadler, your leader, as he starts to spread out there, is 2/10 the lead over the 91 machine of Aaron Hearn and the 15 of Cameron Hearn right behind him. So the battle for second is between the Hearn brothers. 1/10 separation. The 91 and the 15. 15 looking to go under him as they come off of turn number 4. And he's under him, up into turn number 1. So Cameron Hearn takes over the second spot over Aaron Hearn. And that's allowed Elliott Sadler to be 5/10 in the lead. It's a half a second lead to race leader Elliott Sadler. Elliott Sadler. And being scored there in the race lead. Almost 8/10 now, the race leader has. The Hearn brothers continue to battle in the second spot here. Aaron Hearn and Cameron Hearn. Let's go through, as we are completing lap 18, we'll go through the field. Elliott Sadler, your race leader in that 99 machine. Cameron Hearn in second in the 15. Aaron Hearn in the 91 is third. Sassum in the 185 is in fourth, currently with Derek Garrison looking to get around in there, the number 1 machine. Looks like he has Sean Hofstadler there in the 94 machine. Brandon Massey in the 65 Mountain Dew machine is in 7th. Mike Wood Jr. in the 74 Toyota Camry. Rye Jones in that number 7 machine. Jimmy Weaver is in 10th in the Caterpillar 8. Hermie Sadler in 9, the Virginias for Lovers. Anthony Giuliano in the Sweatless 17 machine is in the 12th spot. Ira Kohlhaas in that number 29 Pepsi Cola made with real sugar machine. Colorado is in that 5 and 14th spot. Landon Quisenberry is in the 75 machine. Hot Chicken Cameron in the 15th spot. Jeff Converse is in that 96 16th position. Leonard Frost, American Ethanol, number 11. Andy Briganti in the 13 Lamborghini. Eric Casper holding the 19th spot. Matthew Johnson, 21 machine. Ooh, and he slides through the grass as we get on him here. We're going to still go green, though. And Peyton Johnson in that 15 car. Looks like he's having some connection issues there. Back to the front. Elias Sadler looking for lap 25, and we'll throw the yellow flag for our first competition caution. We're out to a 1.2 second lead. See the Aaron Hearn now coming under attack from Derek Garrison. Garrison on the inside of the 91 of Aaron Hearn. As we're working lap 24 of 133. So 2 laps before the competition caution comes out. Garrison in that number 1 A-Shock. So we are 1 lap to go till our competition caution comes out. This is basically one of your better battles out on the raceway. We're here with Weaver, Sampson, and Rye Jones. Rye Jones in the front of that little pack here in the 8th spot. So if we're battling for 8th, is the Jimmy Weaver under there of the 185 of Sassoon. And Hermie Sadler coming up right behind them. And we received our caution flag for the competition yellow. So currently, your top 5, the state at the break here, is provided by Butt Kicker 2. Is Elliott Sadler in the race lead, Cameron Hearn in second, Derek at Garrison is in the 3rd spot. And he's actually in the 1 in this. I apologize for that graphic. We'll have to get that fixed. Aaron Hearn in 4th, and Brandon Massey in the 65. So that is first stage break. As we will kick it to our commercial here.
Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Get yours today at www.thebuttkicker.com and be sure to use promo code LSRL for 20% off.
All right, pit lane is awful busy as they all come racing down. Everybody's on the pit lane. Probably be 4 tires and fuel for everyone here. It does tear up tires, so see all the jacks moving and the cars hopping up. Looks like the 8 car may have only taken 2. That was Sadler and Hearn, so we'll have to see how that worked off of pit lane. We're watching everybody here. everything scored back to the front. They are here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hampton, Georgia. And the weather at the break, track temperatures 101 degrees, so it's still quite hot out here. Race summer current leader Elliott Sadler, one caution, which was the competition caution. 21 racers. Fastest lap belongs to Cameron Hearn, 30.124. All right, at the end of the stage break, look at our biggest movers. Our biggest movers is Weaver, Casper, and Aiello. All right. All right, the pace car's lights are off. Oh, actually, they're still on. So another lap around the track, they'll go. Lights are off this time. We're going to lap 55 this time. We'll be up to lap 55. Into the wall was the number one. That would be the 185 of Craig Sampson. And here we go, green. Back to turn number one. Back to Elliott Sadler with Cameron Hearn on his outside. Turn number one. As the number one machine of Derek Garrison starting to poke his head into the picture here. Sadler moves himself back to the third spot. Brandon Massey on the outside of Sadler as we hit the stripe, the end of 32. So that would be Garrison in the number 2 spot as he's trying to get back to the bumper of Hearn as he's now under attack by Elliott Sadler, and Brandon Massey going with Sadler underneath coming out of turn number 4. Racing there coming off the turn is Cameron Hearn leading the pack to turn number 1. That's Garrison. Behind him is Elliott Sadler, and inside of him is Aaron Hearn. Aaron Hearn led a lot of laps of this race so far, and there's LSL. They're going underneath the number 1 machine as they enter into turn number 3. Fresh Goodyear Eagles on the number 29 machine as he slides up to the wall. Give him back the second spot. Cameron Hearn that crossed the stripe as we complete 34. The number 1 dives down below Sadler, so give Derek back the second spot. Real busy between Brandon Massey and Aaron Hearn for 4th and 5th. Boas underneath that 8 car of Weaver. Some busy back here as there's Anthony Giuliano right behind them. On board with Anthony Giuliano, you can see out of his rear front window what he's watching, and you can see him in the screen there of how his gears working in that VR system. You can hear the engine roaring down the front stretch as he feathers it through the turn here as he's going underneath Ira, and the caution is out. Caution is out. Got to find out what has happened there to bring out caution flag number 1. So we'll be right back as we find out what happened there. All right, we're back here. We're going to show you from Mike Aiello Jr.'s perspective what just occurred on the raceway to bring out the first caution. Contact there heavily in front of him between Sean Hofster and Andy Briganti. 24 was able to get through there without any issues. We'll go back to the green, to the live screen here, as Cameron Hearn is currently your race leader. So that brings off our first caution, our first official caution. Sorry, Sassuman. Sorry. Sassuman. Maybe I'll say it right this time. And Johnny to help me out there. Crashes in the backstretch as we found that out already there. All right, Craig. So Cameron Hearn there, scored as your race leader. Outside of him is Derek Harrison, Elliott Sadler, Brandon Massey, and Aaron Hearn of the top 5. Looks like Rye Jones, the first driver to go down pit lane, get some servicing. So he's on some fresh Goodyear Eagles. Everybody else, 12 laps on him. I wonder if that's going to help Rye here in a little bit later here, as we'll keep an eye on him. And that number 7. Car 13 of Andy Briganti was given an EOL for race control for coming down and spinning. 94 car. All right. Race control checking us out. Gives us our first caution there. It'll be John Woolham working the race control trailer for us tonight. And we're back to green flag racing here. In our drone shot, there's the 15 and Elliott Sadler right behind him. '15 and the 29, the one coming up behind them. Is that number 1 diving below the 29 car, Elliott Sadler. But here is your current battle for second spot, Harrison and Sadler. Hearn is just off to the races in the front there. Is Aaron Hearn with the 8 of Jimmy Weaver coming behind him. So the 91 goes below Brandon Macy, the 65 machine. '65 goes around on the high side around the 91. Back to your front here. Front 2. Sadler and Hearn. There's Sadler in your number 2 position. Right there on the back deck of the number 15 of Cameron Hearn. And right behind them is Derek Garrison and Brandon Massey. 45 of 133 are down. 10 more laps till our next caution for competition. Sadler looking low underneath of Hearn. Seven goes underneath Derek there. At 7 with those new tires. Talked about Rye Jones. 11 laps fresher than the rest of the group here, as you see him just basically marching up the front there, as he's now on the back of the leaders. Sadler and Hearn are holding him up. He's definitely trying to get there. He's going to go all the way to the bottom, as Sadler is currently being scored in the lead on the back stretch. He's a 7 side by side the 15. 7 going to take that low way all the way around the track here. Take over the race lead from Elliott Sadler. There's Rye Jones to the front at the stripe, completing 48 of 133. 7 more laps for the next caution. There's Rye Jones, race leader. And with those fresh tires, he is putting the times down here. Their last lap's times. Last lap, Jones 31.2, Sadler 31.5, Hearn 31.7. So he's about 0.3 faster than Sadler and half a second faster than the rest of the field. '51 being worked on right now. The 185 Sassamon coming up onto Macy. And he's got some fresher tires, went in with Rye Jones. So 2 more laps to go here before we get our next caution flag for competition yellow, and then we're going to go the distance. Jones now off to a 1.1 second lead. So your next group there is between the 94 and Hearn. 94 underneath the 15. 94 also with some fresher tires, as he's putting them to work, going underneath Cameron Hearn there. Working lap 54. Stumbler marked in the 3rd spot. So he's got Sadler up in front of him. 15 is holding on. 15 gets across the stripe first. Last lap before competition caution. Looks like we're going to be coming right here to caution now has come out. So at the stage break, our top 5. Rye Jones leading the way. Elliott Sadler, Cameron Hearn, Sean Hofstadler, and Derek Garrison, who's actually in the number 1 machine. On my part there. Alright, stage break, so they'll be coming down for cautions. Give us time to promote our people some more. Let's check in with Sweat Less. All right, pit lane busy again. You see all our drivers off. Get servicing done. Race off of pit road. Looks like Rye Jones was able to get out first. All right, race summary. Your leader is Rye Jones. We've had one caution and two competition cautions. 21 drivers, and Cameron Hearn remains the fastest racer at 30.124. Track temperatures cooled off to a 96 degrees. That should help these drivers with that tire wear a little. All right, currently working lap 60 of 133. And we are done with competition yellows, so his car has his lights off. Rye Jones on that inside, he will lead us off once the pace car is off the track. But definitely cooling off the raceway. Pace car will be making his dive down pit lane. Rye Jones starts us back off, and here we go. Green flag racing. Rye Jones high. Oh, somebody's a little bit loose down there in turn number 2. We stay green. Elliott Sadler on the attack, going low to take the race lead from Rye Jones. Looks like Garrison has gone with him. We completed 61. 133 is Rye Jones is now taking the lead back from Sadler, with Cameron Hearn going with him on the inside line through the backstretch. Hearn going outside, Rye Jones low. Side by side, Sadler and Jones. Coming off turn number 4. Looks like Sadler's going to have the momentum. Take the race lead. Cameron Hearn sliding through the tri-oval. Stays in that 3rd spot. Cameron Hearn looking low. Cameron Hearn looking to go low below Elliott Sadler. Yellow is out. Looks like Anthony Giuliano had a little bit of an issue here. Let's see what we can find him. 17 machine. Oh, somebody's in the wall. The 91 collects the 17. Bad break there for the 17 car as he was just collected from the outside. 91 machine. Oh, hard hit there for Anthony. So let's see what happens on pit lane. Is anybody coming? Like a few people have chose to go down. On the pit lane, Sadler stays out, Jones stays out, but Hearn comes down pit lane. Hearn brothers right there. Cameron Hearn comes down for 4 tires. So completing lap 65 of 133 with Elliott Sadler, your race leader. They have 7 lap old tires. Looks like Leonard Frost was the first one coming down pit lane. Took for fuel only though. Cameron Hearn took fuel and tires. Like Brandon Massey also took fuel and tires. Hermie Sadler fuel and tires. Aaron Hearn coming down pit lane currently. If he can get serviced. Slides in his box there. Makes his fast repair. Picture here from turn number 1, and you look into the grandstands. Packed house here in Atlanta. Here they come to the green flag. Elliott Sadler leads the way. Elliott Sadler, Eric Garrison next. Ride Jones. Jimmy Weaver now in that 4th spot in the Cat 8. And Sean Hustler in the 94 machine is in the 5th spot. $67 down. Halfway. cross flags given to Elliott Sadler at lap 67, so we're working lap 68. Backstretch, single file for the most part, all the way down the raceway. These guys are gearing up for a long green flag run. Garrison moved up to the second spot there behind Elliott Sadler. Our position battle here. Cameron Hearn fast time 30.060. Cameron Hearn in that third spot. Pretty much all by himself. Our big movers here. See the race lead changing hands. Garrison now to the front. Weaver in biggest mover 13 spots. Johnson 8 and Casper 8. Race leader now Derek Garrison. That number 1 machine, followed by Elliott Sadler. Now Cameron Hearn coming to look on the attack for Elliott Sadler. He's on 7-lap tires, so he's got 7 laps better tires. He's just gonna waltz right around to the inside of the number 1 machine as well. So bringing Cameron Hearn up to the front here as he's playing pit strategies off cycle with the rest of the field currently. The 1 followed by the 15. The 15 looking for the high side around the 1. Gets to a bumper. Goes down, works the inside line. Big second about it. It stays in the high groove. All the way around the high line. The Sadler you can see down there working the low groove. Got the stripe down the tri-oval, the 15 down on the inside of the 1. Give the lead back to Cameron Hearn. Garrison second, Sadler third. Looks like it's getting quite busy here around the 6th spot. The 8 and the 7 are involved in a little battle up here with the 94 watching that. 29 under attack by the 74 of Aiello. Aiello looking to go underneath Ira Kohlhaas in the 29 machine. Multiple incidents is what race control has given me for the last caution. So no penalties were assessed. Cameron Hearn stretching his lead out to a half a second. Garrison and Sadler, 2 and 3. Garrison and Sadler. Single file now. Working off a lap 77 of 133. Hearn has 12 laps on his tires and fuel. The rest of the field, for the most part, has 19 laps. I believe it's 80% fuel. As you see Sadler down underneath Garrison there. 80% fuel though, so they've restricted a fifth of the tank back to see what they can get out of these. I'm thinking about 42, 44 laps at the most, based on that information. As Elliott Sadler now in the second spot behind race leader Cameron Hearn, 1.1 second ahead. This will give us time to run through the field. This run through the field is provided to you by Track Time Entertainment. Track Time Entertainment builds custom driving simulators for virtual racing community. They manufacture their simulators in Texas using U.S. extruded aluminum. Visit Track Time Entertainment on Facebook for all your sim rig needs and a full lineup of their products, proudly made in the USA. The current race leader is Cameron Hearn. Because we're on lap 80. Followed by Elliott Sadler, Eric Garrison, Rye Jones in the fourth. Fifth spot, Jimmy Weaver. Michael Aiello Jr. in the sixth spot in the 74 machine. John Huffstudler in the 94. Ira Kohlhaas, the 29 Pepsi. Peyton Johnson currently scored in 9th in the 51. Aaron Hearn in the 91 Surge machine, looking to the outside of Peyton. Brandon Quisenberry right behind him, 75. Brandon Massey in the Mountain Dew, 65. Joe Murata, 5. Jeff Converse in the 96 14. Eric Casper slapping the wall as we hold on. Hits it again. 88 machine. Hold on. Wow. Not good for Eric. Leonard Frost, number 11. Hermie Sadler there behind him. Andy Berganti. Anthony Giuliano being scored in the 18th position. Eric Casper, after colliding with the wall, he's back to the 19th spot. Coming down pit lane for servicing. Back to race leader Cameron Hearn. 1.2 seconds in the lead here. Very big racetrack here. Get up to the blimp cam for a lap around here with the race leader Cameron Hearn. As you see, nobody around him at all in the shot as we're high above in the Goodyear blimp. Last lap was 31.922. Looks like all the times are pretty much evened out here. 31.9s and low 32s. Sadler a 10th faster on that last lap. If you're just tuning in, this is race number 1 in the Wilder Graphix Cup for LSRL. Glad to have you here. You got people who should be watching Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch channel. One to Go Studios. We're proud to be the broadcasters for the Light Speed Racing League. Catch them on Facebook. Always room for more. See if you have the ability to keep up with some of the drivers that are here. You see professional race car driver Elliott Sadler currently there. There's Cameron Hearn, and his lead has been dwindling as Elliott Sadler has been working on to him. To a 1 second separation. It was up to 1.6. So 88 of 133 being worked here as the field has spread out. 30 laps the main group are on. And then Cameron and a small group of his are on lap 24. Brandon Massey here with Joe behind him. "24 laps on his tires. As Joe goes around the high side, looks like Brandon got a little bit loose in turn 4, but he held on to it. As we're working lap 90, so 44 to go here. So I would imagine that this will be the last pit stops that start happening here under green flag conditions. You go green to the end. Cameron Hearn, your leader, 1.3 above Sadler. Team coming off of turn number 4 to the trioval. So Cameron Hearn continuing to pace the field, 1.3 back to Sadler. Top 5, Cameron Hearn, Elliott Sadler, Ride Jones, Derek Garrison, and Jimmy Weaver. Top 5. Still under green flag here. 94 laps will be completed as we come around the stripe again. Right now, 40 laps remaining in the event. Working lap 94. Like pit road is starting to get busy. Like Jimmy Weaver down there in the cat machines, we're starting to see pit lane working here. There's our race leader, Cameron Hearn. He's on 31 laps. Guys behind him are on 38. We're starting to see people come into pit lane. Believe they all can make it. The green flag pit stops coming up here. Cameron Hearn there. Second place, Elliott Sadler, 1.4 seconds now behind Cameron Hearn. He's on 39 laps. Wonder when Elliott's going to make his dash down pit lane. We 45 laps currently remaining. The Sadler, Jones, and Garrison, all three are on 40-lap tires, so they're trying to get as much out of this car as they can before they come down the pit lane. There's Garrison in that third spot. Brad Jones coming down pit lane for servicing. So 2 on the track with 41-lap tires with 34 laps remaining. So Cameron Hearn has done 34 laps on these tires. It looks like he's going to come down and split the difference here. So Hearn down, and ooh, sliding is Garrison, and ooh, he gets it back under control. Wonder if he's able to get the speed down. Like Converse came down with them. So Sadler comes out. It's not Cameron Hearn's still on the track. So Sadler now coming down. 33 laps will remain. Sadler getting his pits taken care of here. So Elliott Sadler and Derek Garrison both were coming down together. We'll see how this all sorts out at this point. We have Cameron Hearn and now Hermie Sadler, who's 25 seconds behind him. So we're going to see how it all pans out at the end of the pit cycle. 32 laps remaining. Hearn coming down pit lane. That'll give the lead to Hermie Sadler currently on the backstretch. So the Virginia is for lovers is in the top spot. Hermie Sadler there. Little bit of right front damage there on that car. Being scored as the race leader currently. And Jimmy Weaver in that 8 cat machine in the second position being scored at this point. He is 11 seconds behind race leader Hermie Sadler. But Weaver has tires to the end, I believe, with 30 laps remaining. So Hermie Sadler is out there at 38 lap tires, so he's going to need to come back down to pit again. And under attack by Elliott Sadler is Jimmy Weaver. Two-tenths the difference. Sadler working that mid to high groove. The 8 was coming off low. Backstretch. Crossover move by Sadler. On the inside. Those fresh tires. So Sadler looking 7 seconds in front of him to brother Hermie Sadler and that number 9 machine now. Hermie Sadler is going to be able to make it work here. He's at 40 laps. Sure, at this point, he's going to try to hang on as best he can in that front spot. See what he can make of this run. Cameron Hearn now coming up. So Cameron Hearn and Elliott Sadler, 2-3 here. As you see the difference there of 1/10, basically a car length. 15 looking on the inside of Elliott Sadler, makes the move inside. Sadler has the momentum on the outside. Doesn't look like he's going to make the pass this turn by. Elliott Sadler maintains the second spot at the stripe, completing 107. .27 laps left. 15 making that inside move once again on the 29. This time he has enough momentum. He slides back up the racetrack. And they have caught the number 9. The 9 at 43 laps on those tires. As Cameron Hearn sees the 9 goes underneath him. 29 splitting the difference. The race leader, Cameron Hearn, followed by Elliott Sadler. The 1-2 here. About a second and a half to Rye Jones now. Third spot. So these guys dealing with lap traffic as they come up on Anthony Giuliano. Hearn puts the 17 as a pick between him and Elliott Sadler. 17 high, and Elliott Sadler goes down to the low side off of turn 4, completing 109, 133. Hearn, Sadler, and Jones with the lap car of Anthony Giuliano in between them. Saw the tough break that Giuliano had, getting caught by a car coming down off the outside retaining wall. Completing laps 111 here, coming off turn number 4. There's Hearn, half a second lead over Elliott Sadler. There's our movers. Biggest mover was Weaver, 14 spots has moved up. Johnson's moved up 6, and Aiello Jr. 4 spots. Track temperature 92 degrees. Cooling off here. Cameron Hearn, about a half a second lead over Elliott Sadler. A little bit loose off of the second turn for Cameron Hearn, allowing Sadler to get within 4/10. As Sadler's starting to march up onto Hearn. So Hearn, Sadler, and then 2.5 seconds back is Jones. Hermie Sadler coming out of the pits there. See him is on the apron. 116 being worked here. 18 laps remaining. Cameron Hearn, Elliott Sadler, running 1-2. Rye Jones looks like he's on an island there in third. Then Weaver and Garrison. Weaver being under attack by Garrison. Garrison on that inside, turn number 1. Give the spot to Garrison. About 5 laps better tires. Back to the lead here. Shrunk now down to less than 3/10 between race leader Hearn and Sadler. $118 being worked on of the 133. $118 of 133 at the stripe here. $15 to go. That's lead now under 2/10. Sadler patiently marking down the laps here. There's no one around them. Sadler and Hearn. See the gap all the way around the two of them. Sadler working that high line, Hearn down in the middle. There's Hearn, Sadler off of turn 4. Casper, the 88, is in front of them. He's laps down. Around in there, the 15 and the 29 both go high. Working lap 121 of 133. $15 and the 29. Now a half car length behind. Elliott Sadler looking to the outside of Cameron Hearn. Cameron slides up. Elliott Sadler down low off of turn 2. Backstretch, 15 has the momentum. 29 tucks back under. Hour and a half back is Sadler as Hearn goes down to the bottom. Sadler stays at the half groove, half tracking up. Off turn 4, momentum to the 29 car. Outside, 1 on the inside, the 29 on the outside as they enter turn number 1. Sadler working that high side, Hearn down low. Went off the back stretch here, onto the back. Contact between the 15 and the 29 as the 15 goes around and the 29 as well. They're off the racing groove. I do not see a caution being called. No caution for the leaders around. Now the caution comes out. But that was contact. We had watched that contact there between Hearn and Sadler. Maybe we can back that up here. All right, we have this queued up here. See, looking at Cameron Hearn. They come off a turn 2. Sadler, Ooze. Both trying to get to the same spot on the racetrack, it looked like. Big damage to the 29 and the 15. We go back to live racing as we see both the 29 and the 15 getting service. So that definitely shakes things up. The 99 Elliott Sadler was given an EOL for the spin on the backstretch, according to race control. Like Rye Jones is inherited to lead, and we are under 10 laps to go. Working 126 of 133. Rye Jones, the race leader. So let's go look at the top 5 currently being scored. Rye Jones, Derek Garrison, Jimmy Weaver, Landon Quisenberry, and Mike Aiello Jr. That is your top 5. Pit strategy out the window as we are going to be, it's like 5 laps will be remaining. Lights are out on the pace car. Jones will be the one given. Will be bringing us to the green flag. Backstretch at the pace car. 6 laps will be remaining when we take the green flag. Race car off. Green flag in the air. Rye Jones leading the race off into turn number 1. Rye Jones, your leader. Jimmy Weaver in the 8, right on his deck there. And the number 1 of Derek Garrison right there, leaving a little bit loose off of turn 4. Quisenberry and Massey. The Weaver car disappeared there for a second. All right, Jones, 5 laps to go. Caution is out on the raceway. Or what happened here? It'd probably be a green, white, checkered flag here. Somebody hard into the wall, it looks like, and around 15 machine of Peyton Johnson. Oh, collected by as Ira in the 15. Ira Kohlhaas and Peyton ended up getting into each other there. We'll let race control sort that out. Let us know what's going on. We will get a green white checkered in here. I'm not seeing how many of those we have. If I can see who we have. We will do our green white checker here. Race leader, Rod Jones. Jimmy Weaver, Derek Garrison, Landon Quisenberry, Brandon Massey, Aaron Hearn. This will be a double file restart. Green, white, checkered. So this is the first attempt of 2. So we'll have this one and one in our pocket. '51 and '29 racing incident ruled by race control. This is the Wilder Graphix Cup race at LSRL. Wilder Graphix provides the best iRacing paints and liveries around. Check them out today on Facebook and take a ride on the wild side. Should be lights out for the pace car as we cross his time. All right, the lights are out on the pace car. Be green, white, checkered. We have one more if we need it. Once the white flag flies, it will count. Looks like the 8 machine of Jimmy Weaver had a connection issue. Unfortunate for him, put him all the way back in the 15th spot. Rye Jones, Landon Quisenberry now on his outside. As Rye Jones brings us to the green flag. Green flag out. 2 to go. Brandon Massey working on that 1 machine. Rye Jones off to the races, 2/10 ahead of the rest of the pack. Number 1 and the 65 right there behind him, and the 75 there with the 91 of Aaron Hearn. Top 6 there coming off of turn number 4. 1 to go. It is the final lap provided by 1 to Go Studios. 1 to go. Rye Jones, your race leader, as you're watching him on the backstretch. The Mountain Dew 65 challenging low. The 1 trying to stay up on the high side. Rye Jones down low. The 65 sliding to the high side. Coming to the checkered flag. Rye Jones, Macy. What a finish there. 1, 2, 3. Brandon Maxey puts the fastest time in. Wow, what a ending there, folks. What an ending of that race. So, the results, as we have the leaders get to the front, provided by Grid Finder. Grid Finder, find your place on the grid. Rye Jones, your winner. Brandon Massey, 2nd. Derek Garrison, 3rd. Aaron Hearn, 4th. Mike Aiello, 5th. 6th was Landon Quisenberry. 7th was Jeff Converse. And Bergani was 8th. Joseph Morado in 9th. Sean Hofstadler in the 10th spot. And 11th was Ira Kohlhaas. Hermie Sadler, 12th in the 9 car. Eric Casper in the 88th, 13th. Leonard Frost, 14th. Anthony Giuliano down 2 laps. 15th. Jimmy Weber down 3 laps with a connection issue in 16th. Peyton Johnson, 17th. Cameron Hearn would be 18th and 19th for Elliott Sadler and Cameron Hearn. And Greg Sassuman is 20th. And 21st was Matthew Johnson. That is your race grid results provided by Grid Finder. Find your place on the grid. I don't know why we have people burning it down over here, who that is. But I thought it was our race winner, but it was not. Righty. We can go start talking to some people. Start pulling some people in here. We'll go to a commercial. Oh, we wait. All right, don't forget to take a ride on the wild side and get your paint done. All right, we're here in the booth with Derek Garrison in that number one machine. Derek, it looked pretty interesting on that last lap. Walk us through it, man.
Yeah, man, I wish I had a couple more laps. It took a couple of laps for our car to get going, but yeah, it was wild, really fun. Just wish we had a couple more laps, get up there and try to battle for the lead. But congratulations to Ryan. It was fun racing with Brandon and them.
That was a great ride for you guys, and it was really interesting. The three of you guys putting on a show there. You know, definitely didn't know who was going to take at the end there. It looked like Brandon squeaked just by you on that last at the very end there. He actually put up the fastest lap of the race at the same time. So, but you guys put on a heck of a show tonight. Who do you want to thank while we got you in the booth, man?
Thank Aftershock, man. That energy drink's pretty good. Thank you for the broadcast, and thank you for all the admins putting on a great league. So thank you all for that.
All right, Derek Garrison taking home third position in the first race of the LSRL Wilder Graphix Cup Series, race number 1. We'll talk to you next week, Derek.
Have a good night.
All right. In the booth now, in the number 2 spot, was Brandon Massey with the heck of a pass coming off of turn number 4.
Yeah, man, that was a lot of fun. Our Mountain Dew Old Shed VIP graphic and design Chevy Camaro was pretty good all night long, and it was a lot of fun to be out there and race with those guys. But coming down to the wire there, my job as a race car driver is get every position on the racetrack that I can get, and that's exactly what I did. So heck of a finish, man. I hope that it was exciting for you guys up in the booth, but we'll go home with a P2 and with the guys that we raced with tonight, and we'll see what we got next week.
You actually got the fastest lap of the race on the last lap with that pass.
Wow, that's awesome. That's I don't know if that warrants any bonus points or not, but maybe we can talk to Anthony and these guys and see if I can't get the fastest lap of the race award or something. That's awesome, man. We were driving. We've raced with Ryan before in other leagues, and we've raced well together around each other. And I don't know that we've ever had a race that we didn't race each other clean. And so to be able to be in that position and time that restart, it was all the restart, and to time that restart right and set ourselves up to set up that pass on the third place car there. Just set us up for a heck of a finish. And so Ryan just had the track position, and we was a little bit tight coming through the corner, but all in all, man, it was a heck of a run, and we'll see what we got next week. We had a lot of fun tonight for sure.
Hi, Brandon. Your lap was 29.964, the only 29 of the night. So you can take that home to the bank. Who do you want to thank before we let you go, man?
Yeah, absolutely, man. First and foremost, I want to thank the good Lord above. I always do, because without him, we couldn't do what we do. I want to thank my wife. I couldn't do what I do without her. She's a major supporter in what I do. And I just want to say, I love you, doll. Thank you for your support. A shout out to my mom and dad. My dad don't miss a race, man. And he texted me and said, heck of a race. And he was proud. So I love you, mom and dad. Thank you for your support. I got to thank PepsiCo out of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. David Sparks, thank you, man, for allowing us to represent Mountain Dew and the Pepsi brand on our race car. Without you, man, this really wouldn't be possible. And so thank you for believing in me and my teammate Ira and giving us that opportunity. The Old Shed VIP graphics and designs. My uncle Ronnie, Greg Howard, my son Braxton's here, man. He got to watch the finish on my in-car. That was pretty cool. So shout out to him. And all the folks that support us. We love everybody, man, and we're excited. And 29.9, heck, that's a heck of a laugh. We'll move on to next week, man. But thank you, man. I can't wait to go back and watch the broadcast tonight.
All right, Brandon, man, seen the 65 Mountain Dew machine. Good run. Second, we'll see you next week.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you.
All right, moving over to the race leader. Ryan Jones, you're in the booth with Harold, One to Go Studios. you put her into victory lane. If I remember right, we talked to you a couple days ago from the same track in the Xfinity cars.
Yeah, man. Talk about being at the right place at the right time. We had a lot of fun tonight.
And we did get your picture in, by the way, so thanks for that.
Good looking.
Well, it's always nice for people to see, get a feel about who's actually in the car. I mean, a helmet doesn't do you justice, right?
Oh yeah, it never does, and can't say enough about you guys wanting to go. You guys definitely have a lot of fun with us.
Yeah, well, that's what we're here for. We like to have you guys having fun, our people watching having fun, you guys watching the race after the race having fun. It's what it's about. Rye, but I mean, you like I said, you were in the right place at the right time. The two leaders made contact off of turn number 2 and spun out and both wrecked both their vehicles, and you were right there, and you were coming up on them, but I'm sure that was something you weren't expecting. It was like 5 seconds, I believe, at the time when it happened.
Yeah, we Elliot and Cameron, they had great short run speed. Once they got the fresh tires, they did a better job on that than I did. And once we got about like 5-10 laps in on the run, I would break even with them, and I would get maybe about like a second and a half, 2 seconds back, and then it would just stop like right there, and we would all be running like the exact same lap times, and it was killing me. I kept trying to move around, just try and find something different. And I would catch them on 1 and 2. I could see it, but then they would just beat me off of 3 and 4 every time. And so 3 and 4 was definitely my killer part of the track, and that was what was probably going to cost me the win, battling them earlier. But all in all, I had a lot of fun tonight. There was a lot of good tight racing. I can't say enough to Cameron Hearn and Elliott Sadler. They drove their heart out, and it was unfortunate that happened to them. You definitely don't want to see that, and it's always great having Elliott and Hermie here in this league with us. They definitely have a lot of fun, and as I said before, just right place, right time, and just happy to come out with the win.
All right, Rye, who do you want to thank before I let you go, man?
As I said earlier, got to thank you guys as always. Got to thank the admins for letting me in this league. First cup race with LSRL, and man, I feel like we've been putting on a few good shows. One good show Wednesday and one good show today. Hopefully, we can keep putting on some good shows the next couple weeks. And I got to thank GTR, for being on board my car and finishing my sim rig, and they definitely helped me out with all that. So really appreciate them, and thank you guys.
And so we're going from the high banks, fast corners, sliding all over the place to North Wilkesboro next week. So what's going to be different next week? What can you give us a preview?
Oh, I feel like all hell's gonna break loose, honestly. But I have gotten better at short tracks over the years. Obviously, North Wilkesboro is fairly new for all of us. So it's definitely just about getting some practice time in and seeing what you can do in the long run. It's definitely another track that likes to eat your tires up. So definitely whoever's gonna do the better job saving the tires is gonna be the one that gets that checkered flag at the end of the race.
I can give you a little hint that Virginia is for Lovers 9 machine fairly well when I raced him on that track a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt. When you're from the Virginias, you're probably going to be good at the track that's in Virginia. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a short track, and man, it's like I've raced Hermie quite a bit on Sunday evenings, and like I said, he's a great guy, quiet, races with the races you, it makes you have to beat him. So that's cool to see him, and haven't had a chance to race against Elliott, but I was really wanting to see those guys do well here, and they kind of make you guys bring up your game. But yeah, it's great to know about what the pros are doing, which is kind of cool. But Rye, hey man, great job tonight. Hope to see you guys back Wednesday. Practice that North Wilkesboro. Maybe we'll get you back up here again, man.
All right, sounds good, Harold. Appreciate you, man.
All right, thanks. All right, that's it for us here at One to Go Studios. That was one heck of a race, a heck of a finish, as Rye Jones holds on to the lead with a hard charging Brandon Massey. I'm Harold Darn with One to Go Studios. We'll see you in the next turn.
What an exciting race brought to you by One to Go Studios. Here they come out of turn 4 to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. Thank you to all our sponsors, drivers, and